by the fire gave the tale of 5 steadfast adventurers as they explore the mysterious isles of Doctor. Join us on the Swordcast Adventures.
Previously on the Swordcast Adventures, our little group has found our way to Moor Beach, and we decided we should use this opportunity of being back in civilization to pick up some supplies. We are pointed in the direction of the market, and to our surprise we find a familiar face doing what they do best. Marabi offers us an array of magical items as well as some information on the situation present in town. Grimtuck tries a feather token that Marabi has for sale and ends up falling from a lamppost, causing quite a scene. The gnome tells us we should meet him for drinks back at the Iron Shield pub this evening, and we continue to go about looking for supplies. We met an interesting couple of half-elves that had a number of just as interesting items for sale. I purchased a few spellcasting components from them myself, and then we headed next door to the blacksmith so the others could look at weapons and armor. Next we were told to head to the Sandbar Inn so Metolius could try to find a few of his harder-to-gather components, and then we made our way to the docks. We sought out a ship that would be able to take us to Falconport, and were pointed in the direction of a woman named Old Deadeye. After securing passage on his ship and paying for our reservation up front, we headed back to the Iron Shield pub for drinks and an evening meal. There we met up with Marabi and his traveling companion, and I made another attempt to find out what was behind that door. This time quietly using the abilities given to me by my protector to see through the walls and into the back room. While doing so, I met a very interesting woman named Silence who said she has a ship that could take us straight to Centaur. Now as I sit here in this crowded pub trying to figure out if this woman can be trusted, Grimtuck finds himself in a quiet room upstairs listening to our gnomish friend tell him what is really going on in this town.
Thank you, Amelia. As we sit here now in this small room upstairs in the Iron Shield pub, Marabi, Malak, and Grimtuck stand around. Marabi visually losing the inebriation that he had before, looking at you, Grimtuck, and saying, what I have to tell you will change everything about your interaction with this world. Are you ready? I mean, it's. Let me tell you, it's heavy, and I really don't want to offer this if you all don't want to get too involved. I feel that you saying.
All right, fail.
I feel that
Fail.
as you're saying, you're on a different way about it now that the lapdog is dead. From what you were saying.
Say what you brought me up here to tell me. I feel that our paths likely are aligning, but that seems to happen a lot in this land anyways. So please, go ahead.
Well, I mean, me myself, I'm a salesman by trade, but I also find myself in very interesting situations, such as being part of what is lovingly called the Truth on the Wind. It is a group who does not agree with how the Etherwines decide to run this land. I myself, though, am not, let's just say, not native to the area. I do not believe that such power should be so easily thrown around as they do. Their belief and their opinions that they own the land is, I would not say false, but under pretenses that just are not as truthful as they could be. Let's say that. I think you find yourself in a similar situation, though. I don't believe you enjoy their company either. Certainly not from what you're saying. You are not chaste.
I think it's only a matter of time before we find ourselves extremely at odds with them. We've, for lack of a better term, double-crossed Lady Etterwine. And
you hear the booming voice of Malak in the corner. Of course you have. You always looked like you had a death wish.
Well, here's the thing: it was serendipity, I guess. that caused us our path to stray. We had no idea that she was evil and that this entire place was sideways. We, when attempting to retrieve an item for her, encountered a divine being. And this divine being was closely tied with Metolius' deity, and it steered our path in a different direction, and we never went back. We, right now, are somewhat flying rudderless. We're sailing rudderless. We have no direction except for to take what we have stolen and get as far away from here as possible.
We
are moving at the behest of this divine creature, but we don't know what we're moving towards.
I find divine creatures in the bottom of bottles most of the time on my end. How did this divine...
Same.
But you're saying a hand of the divine came down and told you that this was...
Indirectly. I mean, understand, Marabi. I mean, myself and my allies, we came here for different reasons entirely. Metolius is here on the behest of his goddess to stop some evil scourge from sweeping this land. If you were to present yourself being in opposition to this evil, you would have him as an ally if you could prove it. Rain, on the other hand, is here. Basically, she's going to ask you what this pays because that's in her nature. But if I'm being totally honest with you, she's on a quest for absolution. Whether that's by deed or by her own death, that's the nature of who she is. Elduin, he's no do-gooder. He wouldn't lay down his life for a stranger, but he quests for knowledge in the same way that the river quests for the ocean. You're going to find, in his case, that his motivations differ greatly from all of us. Amelia, on the other hand, she's unknown to me. I don't know what motivates her, and if I'm being totally honest, I don't think she does either. If you're asking us to join your cause or your quest, you're going to have to convince them using this information that I've given you, and if I were you, I would suggest you start with Amelia. Me, on the other hand, I don't have allegiance to these people. I have allegiance to my friends, but I wouldn't be able to return home with my pride intact had I left these people to become enslaved or worse. So if you're asking for our help on this journey, it's not a hard sell for me, and it's not a hard sell for Metolius if you can prove that you're on the side of good, but I think in this case you're probably starting with the wrong person. I would talk to Amelia and work your way backwards.
I find that I'm starting with the person who would listen to me most, I think.
That's true.
And I am not asking you to join my cause. I'm giving you the information that I have.
What is your cause? Without using flowery words or vague organization names. What are you hoping to do?
Stop the Etherwines.
And what does that look like? Do we storm their castle and put their heads on spikes? Because that I can do. Do you need me to lead people?
Crashing against a force far beyond what we believe we can actually take down, but hoping beyond hope that something will lead us to being able to do so.
Believe me, as I said, if you can prove to we don't need much convincing that these people are evil. And my allies, our goals, our allegiances are to each other. And past that, I'm willing to hear you out for whatever your cause is. Believe me, these people aren't people that I want to be friends with. They seem like every noble despot shitheel that wants to put their people in chains that I've ever met.
Grimtuck, have you been able to see the battalion in action yet? Have you seen them do their jobs?
The soldiers outside?
Yes, like the real jobs, not occupying this land as to keep it safe, but what they really do.
You know as well as me that we haven't been here that long.
They take people. They take possessions. They take location. They take what they want. I don't know what they do with them, but I have yet to see any of those people come back. And let me tell you, I have been across this land many times, and not one has ever shown back up.
Well, let me put it like this. The rest of the group and I, we're an arrow. We'll do a lot of damage if you can point us in the right direction. But as it is right now, we have some very powerful artifacts that belong to some very powerful people, and we're trying to be very invisible. If you're going to point us back towards them, just know that while we are very effective, we carry something that they want very terribly.
You see Marabi look very confused for just a moment. It's like, no, I think your direction is clear. You want to leave this island, correct? That's the plan?
I mean, as I stated, right now, yes, because we're searching for direction. We're searching for information. We're searching in the direction that we were told because we don't have another lead.
I think you have a very, very good lead. And I think you may not know how good of a lead you have.
That's the problem, though, Marabi, is nobody's telling us specifically what we're moving towards. We're peeling back layers. But
you see him kind of look around for a moment as though to kind of make sure that nothing, no one, there are no ears, there are no eyes on these walls. And he gets really close and he kind of like calls you almost down as you tower over him. He is a gnome. He kind of goes, do you know what sits on Centaur? That is where the truth flows on the wind. This is where we are. You knew that you had to go to us before you knew who we were. So I would say you have a very good direction.
Does that mean we don't have to go because we found you?
I am not the one you need to talk to.
Fuck!
I'm just a very good salesman who has eyes and ears over much of this land.
Alright.
What you need to go find is Timber. She is one who you will want to talk to. But
who or what is Timber?
I will not say that.
Fuck!
What happens if somehow something...
fuck! God damn it.
What happens if somehow, some way, you are taken? I've already given you so much information. I cannot give you any more. You know where to go. You know the direction to go. Find your way there. You will get those answers. But so you know, you have friends there and here. And knowing that you are in some amount opposition to what we equate to as a true enemy, then you have many more friends than you could imagine.
What do you know about the power that the Edelwines are seeking? What they're setting us to task towards?
I do not know. That's what scares me. I know many things about many places. I know many powers greater than anyone on this island has seen, and yet these Etherwines keep from me something so much worse. Why is it that they need so many? What are they building? What are they creating? What are they using those people for? These people leave under the pretense of being taken by the guards for something, for anything they can think of. And then they disappear. Where do those lives go?
I feel that the artifacts are puzzle pieces, building towards something greater. By themselves, they're nothing extremely remarkable.
What are these artifacts you talk of?
That's not something I'm either qualified to discuss or comfortable.
Touché. If I will not give you all the information, I do not expect you to give me all. But
I mean, I'm not... Takes a deep breath. Here's the thing. I've been told like 4 fucking times, and I'm not entirely sure. So...
let's just say for now.
So, I mean, like, you can kind of rest assured that, like, maybe half of what you tell me is going to get through.
It's okay, sir.
You need me to lead someone into battle, or kill someone, or take a hill for no reason other than you need the fucking hill, I'm the guy. But if you need me to fucking figure out why a magic stone does a thing, you fucking talk to Elduin.
I would say for now, I do not need to know anymore. For the same reason. Let us say it is safer to not divulge information that even if you do not have, I do not need.
Okay.
But there are whole towns that are now homeless and whole towns that are disappeared. There There are many things that have happened in this land that I can only imagine go deeper and darker than I could ever hope to dream of. And God's helped me. I have seen terrible things, but these people do something that concerns me so much worse. But for now, I am just a messenger. I am just eyes in places where eyes need to be.
Well, as someone who I believe is out for the greater good, and someone whose eyes I imagine have seen quite a bit, you know the direction from whence we came, right? The mountain?
Yes.
I would say head there next. At the very top, there's a crystal clear, pristine lake like nothing you've ever seen. Go past the unicorn statue and there's a room. Find out what it does and what it means.
Interesting. I will go look.
It tells a story that, let's just say, someone who's a little bit more knowledgeable of this land would maybe be able to make heads or tails of. My question for you is something you can answer for me. What can this organization do for us that we can't do for ourselves?
Protect you. Clothe you. Feed you.
I feel that we have those bases covered.
You are but 5. We are many.
And yet, we have somehow done more damage to Lady Cassandra's organization than all of you.
I think you're assuming so much, but that is fine. You have dealt a blow to her. You have hurt her man. What does that do for the other ones in general other than make her very angry?
I speak towards broader things, but again, you've asked to not be told of them. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate you coming to me very directly, and it won't stray our course, but it's nice to know that we're not alone.
What?
In this path.
You are not. What, You talk of Cassandra. Do you know of the others? Of her sibling, of her father?
Only by name.
Hmm.
I know the father is somehow... We've been led to believe that he is ill or asleep or something vague, but it sounds like bullshit to me.
And her brother?
Some type of military despot, battle-hardened general. Honestly, kind of sounds like a kind of guy I'd want to fight.
Enric is definitely someone who many people would like to get a piece of. He has taken many a town for his own. So yes, I agree that you may have done some damage, but Cassandra is a child. Her father, her brother, those are truly the villains. Hey, I am concerned that what happens when you do meet them.
Only time will tell. Either they'll kill us all, or we'll kill them all, or something. I don't fucking know, man.
Let us hope to dance on their grave together, Grimtech.
Yeah, we'll have a drink there. I'll feast from her skull. But you never use a skull as a bowl?
He kind of looks at you and goes,
Gnome skulls are small, I see.
Not for a very long time.
Ah, see, I knew it. You had that fucking look. You had the look. You can't fool me.
This guy.
You can't shit a shitter.
How about this? Let's stop talking such heinous things. Let us go have an actual drink.
Yeah, I'm in a party mood now.
I need to.
Yeah, fucking great. No, I'm kidding. I appreciate you coming to me directly, and
You were the one who wanted to know.
yeah, I did. Well,
But now that you know, that means the others can know as well.
Would it be you telling them or me?
I mean, we both can tell them, but we do not tell them down in the
Oh,
bar.
no. I'll tell you what. I'll let you broach the subject. Let's go have a drink. Seems
Sounds
like you
good.
know better locations in this venue than I do anyways.
You'd be surprised how good this venue truly is.
Let's go find out.
And he kind of like snaps his fingers into lock, does the same thing, and instantaneously the same like lull goes back to him, and he like leans back over Milok's arm and just he puts the show back on.
The show must go on.
As that happens, then we move back to the bar downstairs, as it's pretty full as it is. Nicely packed, patrons enjoying themselves, having drinks, a good banter, and music in the corner as both Metolius and Rain look over to see Amelia having a in-depth conversation with a seemingly new friend.
Metolius turns to Rain and says, "Do you see who Amelia's talking to at the bar?"
Yeah, I was kind of noticing that.
Quite strange, but it looks like someone of the sea.
That's true. Like, okay, looking at them from a distance, does it look like Amelia is uncomfortable in any way, or does it look like she's enjoying the conversation?
I'd say roll an insight check.
Okay. 6.
I say it's hard to tell her back's to you.
Okay,
So, like,
that's fair.
But you don't see her kind of trying to, like, squirm her way out of the seat,
All right,
so
like-
you assume it's fine.
Okay, cool. I was, like, trying to see if I'm supposed to, like, intervene in some way, but...
Not from what you see.
Okay.
She's having a
That's
great
fair.
time. In your mind.
Alright.
Metolius is going to call out, "Amelia, come join us!"
Alright.
And you see Silence kind of look over at you and it's like, friends of yours.
Yes, they are. I just don't know how they knew your name. I told her my name is Emily.
He did. I was wondering how he was going to play this off.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Huh, I don't know. I'm surprised I haven't met them before.
Yes, that is odd.
I motion for them to join us at the table.
I sit down. Grimtuck sits down and pours himself a
Time
large
out.
drink.
I would say this is before you guys get down.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
And just kind of looks at you and goes, I mean, do you know them? Yes, no?
I do. Let's go ask them how they know you.
Yes,
And I stand
let's-
up and I motion for her to move towards the table.
Sure. She stands up too, kind of turns around, picks her drink up, and kind of saunters over.
As she starts to move away, I try to slyly pull out of my pocket a small piece of wire, and I turn my head away and bring it to my mouth, and I send a message to Metolius.
And Amelia pulls out a piece of wire.
12.
Okay.
And I turn and I say to Metolius, "Call me Emily," as quietly as I can with getting the message through.
Cool. I would say, Metolius, you hear behind your ears the words "Call me Emily" coming from.
That's weird.
It's better than behind your teeth.
Yeah, I know, but... Okay.
Okay. As Silence kind of like saunters over, drink in hand, and goes, "Well, how do you do to you two as well? I hear you're Emily's friend, and yet you know my name. How is that that's so odd?"
Oh, before she makes it, I guess
Oh,
I'll
cut.
whisper that to her.
Okay.
Sorry.
Come on, keep up.
Trying to do a thing. Sorry.
Sounds good.
Distracted. I'm just gonna say
And what do you say?
our friend's name is Emily.
Okay. Noted.
I shrug, kind of like, I don't know.
As that
Rain's just gonna avoid using names for a minute until
Good
she
plan.
figures out exactly what's happening.
as you finish that statement, Sounds like walks over and kind of puts an arm up on the back of the stool, on the chair, and just goes, "Interesting. Emily over here says you're her friend, and you know my name as well. I'm just surprised. I don't think I've ever met either of you two. I think I'd remember meeting you two." So,
Oh, your name is Amelia?
it is, which is why I'm very confused now. Why are you calling out to me?
Oh, I was referring to my friend Emily here, who sometimes we call Amelia, not Amelia.
Interesting. That's a...
You did this. Don't shake your head at me. You did it.
and kind of like she looks at you and goes, "Interesting. Okay."
Catch you in your own web of lies.
Sure. And she kind of looks back at you with a questioning look, but who am I to judge? So I hear you're all looking to travel. Is that what I was told?
Yes, we are.
I happen to enjoy a good bit of travel myself.
Amelia sits down and reaches for the bottle of liquor on the table
Sounds good.
and pours herself a drink.
And Silence just takes a nice little sip off of hers.
After she pours one for herself, she pours one for Silence.
Thank you. And you just see her put down the glass and just gives you a little wink. So, I'd like to do a little travel myself. You say you're all kind of good and wanting to get off this rock. What drives you to want to leave so?
Where is our table in the bar?
In the back corner, probably.
So,
Quite a
it's secluded-ish.
decently secluded. Like your back, I would say Rain's back's to the wall, and
I want to have my back to the rest of the bar.
okay, cool. Yeah,
Just kind of lean in and say, well, Amelia, we are
you can call me Silence if you want.
Silence. I like that name.
It's easier. It's
Yeah.
less confusing.
Wow. Fair then. We are trying to make it to the island of Centaur.
Interesting choice of islands. Usually, just people go to Falconport from here.
Let's just say that we've had a good bit of direction since we first got here, and last bit we got was to definitely go to Centaur.
Interesting choice of places. I would say, if you are wished for a minimal fee, say, 10 gold apiece for all of you? I could get you farther than any of those salt licks down at the wharf. Certainly farther than Falconport.
Can I insight check her?
Absolutely.
10.
10?
Yeah.
Seems to be honest about it.
Well, that would be delightful. Do you have a ship? Or are you in the employ of someone else?
Oh, no. I have my own ship, absolutely. I have many under my employ, but it's mine. I thought I'd just stop by. Just got into port. Just this eve.
Whoa, how fortuitous. And what ship do you sail, Captain?
And she kind of looks at you for a second. She goes, so forward asking.
Well, you're asking us to trust you and book passage on your ship. I just really wish to know what it is called.
It's the harp.
The Harp.
The harp.
What a delightful name.
It's the sound of the wind whipping through the sails on a nice high gust.
You paint quite the picture there. Well, 10 gold is certainly cheap, and...
Oh, peace.
Oh, I understand. It's still cheap enough for me. I would be inclined to entertain this author.
It's a book signing.
Yeah.
Dude, we're all making executive decisions
Yeah.
today.
I would say at this point now, by this time, I'd say probably Grimtuck and Marabi start sauntering down, seeing the... Everyone's
And
sauntering
Moloch.
today.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I
sauntering.
think Moloch saunters. I don't think Marabi.
So Marabi's just like relaxed. He's just laying down.
If I come down, I'm gonna mosey.
You mosey all you want, sir.
A little stoic, I feel.
Yeah.
Not quite a mosey.
So you all want to go to Centaur, willing to pay me 10 gold apiece. That is very, very interesting. And now, where are you all from? Anywhere around here?
Nope.
Nope.
Pull up to the bar. and-
Strangers in a strange land.
Pour myself a
Mysteries
drink.
and more mysteries. I do love a good mystery.
I can tell. That's why I've taken a shine to our friend Emily here. She's very mysterious.
Who's
It's
this?
quite
Wait.
mysterious over here. We're not at the bar. They're at the
Oh,
table.
I thought you said we were at the table.
Wait, you just came
Haven't-
downstairs.
you just
They
got-
God
are
damn
all
it!
at
I
the
thought
table.
we came to the table. I'm not trying to interject. Just tell me when I get back there,
You.
because I'm not visualizing well today.
No worries. I would say at this point, as you walk down, you find your group at the table.
Okay,
You can walk over to them as they're all talking.
I'll hang out at the bar.
Okay,
Just I'm completely avoiding everybody that is at all trying to talk to me right now.
sounds good. So, yeah. So you're not from around here. I mean, I'm not exactly, but certainly from a little ways off.
I'm from the Sword Coast of Faerun. I'm from the High Forest.
You see her eyes perk up as you say that. Wow, that's quite far. How about you two? You as well?
I am.
The talkative ones in the group.
Yep. Yep.
So far, I've said nope, And
Yep. I love it. I love it.
Personally, I grew up in Ocean Shade myself. It's not really a great place for a young girl. But Ostwald, I was luckily able to get over there and find some work. Before I really fell to the state of affairs over at my place where I was born. And,
Well, when do you plan to leave port?
I got about 2 days going from now. Probably about, I would say, the next morn at sunup.
After tomorrow. The day after tomorrow.
I just need to go make sure that everything's unloaded and the ship's stocked back up before we leave.
I see. Well, I personally would be very interested in taking this voyage, but I would have to discuss it with my traveling companions. Here comes one now, as Grimjock lumbers up or whatever
Grimtuck.
he does.
Yeah,
Oh, I said it! Grimtuck! Shit.
Grimtuck, having sort of been in his own head, the second he gets a chance
Damn
to
you, Eli.
to look completely, I didn't even know.
I
that.
know. It's just coincidence.
Just visually, I want to size this individual up from my, days on the sea, to see if I can get an idea of,
Roll a perception check.
the cut of her jib. Just a second here, get my stats in front of me.
As you're doing that,
Are you guys going to have a boat off?
boat out.
Best score. I mean,
She kind of looks at you while he's doing this and kind of goes, I'm just surprised not many people travel through our little patch of rock. So it's interesting to hear such far visitors. I have to say it fascinates me.
you said perception?
Yes, please.
13.
13? I would say her jib is well cut.
I mean,
You see her pretty, you see a good bit of muscle underneath a very fair frame.
I'm trying to size. Obviously, she's one of the sea. I'm trying to size up if she's one of my people or if she's just a sailor.
Like one of your once people?
Yes.
For 13, you catch like what looks to be a decent sword at her hip, and also there's a bit of raggedness to the very bottom of her coat that seems to almost be like a slash of some kind that may have come. It looks like she could have done a bit of pirating here and there.
Nice.
Definitely may not do it all the time, but definitely looks like
she's
isn't.
dabbled.
She's dabbled in piracy.
She's buckled some swashes.
And buckled some sausages.
I'm just going to give her a cursory nod when I show up. Say,
She nods back. Oh, well, hello. So friends as well.
Grimtuck. Pleasure to meet you.
Silence. It is. A friend of Red's is a friend of mine.
Give her the look up and down where I'm not checking her out just like in a sexual way, but kind of sizing her up and be like, so what do you sail?
My own ship.
Obviously.
It's the Harp. It's very nice, actually. It's quite big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Used to be the Maiden's Moan off of Sword Coast, but
It used to be. It's so sad.
had to seek out other fortunes in far, strange lands
Do they
away
have
from home.
cry? Never mind.
Strange. So, what brings you over by our merry band of adventurers?
Well, your friend Emily here definitely caught my eye.
Gives her a studied glance.
Yep.
Looks back.
Metolius shrugs. Noticeably.
I found her to be quite interesting at the bar, and I haven't seen her around, so I thought I'd say hi, and then it brought me over to this table, and now I've said hi to you all, and again, learning, are you also not from around here?
Sword Coast.
Everyone seems to be from the Sword Coast.
Well, technically off of the Sword Coast. The waters of the Sword Coast.
Sure, but not from here, which is truly the part that catches my fancy.
Yeah, we're out of towners. Tourists, I guess.
That does not happen a lot here, so you're quite the, shall we say, the unicorn.
Let me guess. Wait, what's the name of the pirate city? Guys, help me out on this.
Okay. Definitely noticing that one.
Out of game.
Yep.
What is the?
Ocean Shade?
I'm gonna be like, let me guess. Give her a second. Ocean Shade.
Wow, born and raised, but I grew up more so in Oswald.
You have an Ocean Shade look, and here's the thing. I've never actually been to Ocean Shade.
I don't know if I'm gonna take that well, but we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
I think what my compatriot means is that you look like you can handle yourself in a scuffle.
Oh, I can handle myself in more than that, but yes, I definitely.
So, what are we talking here? I mean,
10 gold apiece to go across the sea in a way that no one else on this little dock would let you.
so, question, and this is just as an aside.
Sure.
Are we talking about
She kind of
hidden? Are we talking about black sails under the cover of the night, or are we talking about a ship equipped with about a dozen cannons?
I only have about 4. And black sails only if I really need them. But personally, no, I like to go a little bit on the dangerous side. Have you ever heard of the Widow's Veil?
Have I?
Have you?
That's not a very good response.
No.
Okay, good, fair. Don't even make me roll for it.
No.
Again, I guess we're out of towners.
Well, the Widow's Veil is the archipelago that sits around Centaur. It's called that because it leaves widows behind in its wake. It takes most sailors down into the depths. The problem is, most people have to travel from Ocean Shade to Ostwald through dragon turtle territory, and let me tell you, those creatures do not like people cutting through their big blue pond.
Let me guess, you did it in under 12 parsecs.
No, because that's a measure of time.
That's not how it works.
No, actually, I find that I've been doing it for long enough that I can travel straight through that veil and make in much better time. I don't even need to go to Ocean Shade or Falconport. Hell, I get through missing all the whirlpools. That's just child's play to me.
Well, Emily, you have excellent taste in women. I'm gonna go get a drink from the bar. I look forward to seeing more of your ship, but it's been a weird fucking day. So you'll have to excuse me if I'm in a bit of a weird mood. I'm gonna go grab a drink at the bar.
Sounds good.
Well, that's Grimtuck.
It seems he's a very interesting character. You all, I have to say, are all piquing my interest. I like you. I like you all. Well, but again, if the coin's good, then my ship is ready for you. Give it in day and some.
Well, I'm fine with this, but my compatriots here haven't really spoken up much as to whether they agree or disagree.
Grimtuck just gives a thumbs up over his shoulder.
I mean, yeah,
Not even looking back.
Yep.
fine by me.
I have no qualms either way. We did already pay for passage on another ship, but we can probably get that back.
I believe we can. I believe that was stated
I don't care about that money.
in the conversation. You're not there. You're at the bar. We'll also have to speak with our 5th compatriot. He's upstairs.
Ah,
Should I go
Early to bed.
grab him?
He's a studious sort.
they aren't really drinkers, are they?
Solitary, at the very least. If you want to go get him, I'm sure it would. This conversation would benefit him as well.
Sure, yeah. I'll be right back. And Amelia gets up to leave.
Sweet. And
And I take my drink with me.
okay.
Whoa, bro, where's the trust? What are we gonna do? Spike it?
No, she just wants
Oh,
her
I
drink.
Get it, I get it.
Elduin took his.
That is true. As Amelia leaves, you see Silence finally take to it and sit down at the table. And goes, so, what about you two? I mean, you come from the Sword Coast? What did you do there? Why are you here? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, I can...
Have you ever heard of the High Forest?
No, but again, I've never really been outside the islands of Dakator.
Well, for years I worked as a guide there until I was directed to come here.
Interesting. Directed.
Yes, by the Lady of the Forest.
Is that like a queen? Or...
Of sorts. she showed me who I really was. And I...
Those vision quests. She kind of like puts up the fingers.
The finger quotes. Finger quotes.
Very much, yes, a vision quest. In
Vision
fact, I
quest.
vanquished a undead wraith just to uncover the direction of these islands I needed to come.
She kind of gives a wry smile and just goes, well, look at you. Interesting. What about you? Anything?
Oh, I mean, nothing that spectacular. I just was looking to travel. I hadn't really left the Sword Coast before.
Enjoying it so far.
Oh, absolutely.
At this point, Amelia's walked upstairs.
So as Amelia walks upstairs,
Yeah.
the second she gets out of view from the table, she's gonna like hurry to Elduin's door and like kind of knock on it.
They're gonna fuck it up!
So you hear a... whap, 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 whap.
Oh, who is it?
It's Amelia. Am I interrupting? Can I come in?
Just a moment. And I'm gonna walk over to the door and unlock it and open it up.
Pull up your pants.
And you look in and you see me, and I do not have a shirt on.
Wow.
I hope I'm not troubling you. Can I come in? Can I talk to you really quick?
Yeah, sure. And I'll sort of like leave the door open and walk over and sort of put my shirt back on slowly as we're talking.
Amelia walks in and pulls her book out of her harness and like slams it down on the table and just opens it to a random page and says, "Can you read this?"
Let me see. And I'll sort of finish buttoning my shirt up, and I'll walk over. Can I see it?
Sorry.
Can I read it, DM?
Nope.
I can see text, but I don't understand it. I can.
The pages are blank.
The blaze. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
that's not the way that worked out to me, but yes.
Okay. Pages are blank. Is this a trick?
No, to me, there's words scrawled all over them.
Fascinating.
I mean,
Some
I would
mystery.
assume that most can't understand the language it's in, but somebody pointed out that they saw nothing.
Wait, did I see you acquire this book?
No,
I've had this since I met you guys.
All right. Sorry. Time in. Oh, where did you get this book?
It was with my things when I woke up on the beach.
Fascinating. And what does it? Can you read it?
I
What
can.
does it say?
It's where all my spells are.
Oh,
This is my spell book.
You have some sort of magically secretive spell book.
I didn't know it was a secret.
What language is it?
I mean, it's the language of my people.
Common.
It's celestial.
Celestial. Fascinating. Interesting. Can I try to discern the race of Amelia again at this point?
Sure. You could try to... Knowing that, I'm not going to give you advantage, but I'll give you another nature check on it.
Okay.
Nope.
That's a big old 2.
That's big ol'.
Well, actually, might not actually be 2, but it's pretty low. Anyways, okay. Your people get into some strange places. I must ask you more later if you are willing.
Sure. This is, as I said, very new to me. But there's somebody that the group would like you to talk to downstairs. We've met somebody that's offered us a different route of passage to Oceanside and possibly further.
Oh, does it seem to be on the up and up? Do they seem nice?
They seem fine as far as I can tell. They seem experienced.
Okay, well that seems fine with me. Then you said I'm requested downstairs?
We just
or-
wanted to run it by the whole group before we changed our plans, since we had already paid for passage on the other ship.
I see, and this will take us directly to Centaur?
I'm not quite sure. She didn't exactly say that, but she did say that she could get us further than Oceanshade.
Well, I admit I don't like the lack of specificity, but sure, I will come down and measure up this individual, and I'll sort of like make a little, and the teak will sort of fly from the top of the like wardrobe over to my shoulder,
Which notice that Teek's there.
yeah.
Ah, Teak.
Yes, we've been reconnected. It is lovely.
Wonderful. And Amelia's gonna just slam the glass of liquor she brought with her. Okay, let's. Also, I told her my name is Emily. I panicked. Her name is
okay.
very similar to mine, and I was a little untrustworthy at first.
Interesting.
Still not quite sure.
But it is okay if I go by Elduin in her presence?
Everybody else has given their names, so.
Okay. Good to know.
And
Alright.
she knows my name's Amelia also now.
I see. So it's not really much of a secret anymore.
I guess not.
Okay. All right. Well, let's us away. Lead on.
And I head downstairs.
As we pan back into the bar, you see Silence kind of sitting there and going, I actually can travel through the Wooders Vale blindfold. I've done it before.
At this point, Grimtuck would be returning from the bar with the biggest bottle of whiskey that he could afford.
I would say a full bottle, you're at like two or three gold. That's
Okay,
right now.
fair.
When Grimtuck sits down at the table with this giant bottle of whiskey, I'm gonna just slide my empty glass like towards him
He's filling up anybody who's putting them in front of me.
and take
He
it back.
holds it up, does the inquisitive,
And yeah, Silence like pass over glass.
What was your name again?
Amelia Silence Rhymehold.
Silence?
Silence. It's a nickname.
Okay. It's not a quality I usually look for in a woman, but if you can drink, you can drink.
Well, it's okay. I don't usually look for whiskey in a man, but you know, if I can drink, I can drink.
Fair enough.
And then let's have a drink.
Yes. So yes, again, how long have you all been on the island so far?
Good question, Dungeon Master. How long have we been?
It's actually a really good question.
A month?
At
Not even
2
a month.
weeks?
yeah, about 2
2
weeks.
No shit.
Maybe 2.5.
Feels
it's
like
not-
a lot longer.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has not been long. It has not been long.
A year's worth of gameplay.
Well done.
2.5 weeks.
Okay.
D&D.
D&D.
About 2.5 weeks. Give or take.
Find anything fun while you've been on here? See any good sights?
We've had some fun. We've lost some along the way.
Actually,
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's quite alright.
now that you mention it, where is fun on this island?
I mean, Mole Beach is pretty damn fun. I would say if you really wanted a good time, Falconport, Oswald's not too bad. Ocean Shade definitely will give you an interesting time. But
Because here's the thing, I have differing degrees of fun, and to be totally honest,
what kind of fun are you looking for then?
oh, it's tough to say. I mean, one decent fighting pit, maybe a whorehouse is not too much to ask for. It would be great if there was some kind of like
That is,
game hunting available that wasn't just something to eat. Like, fuck, this place is just everything trying to kill you.
Well, you really have to get off the main island.
Okay.
Once you're out of...
Are we in the tourist spot?
Well, you're under the watchful eye of the Edelweiss.
Yeah, they're not real big into fun, are they?
Well, Cassandra abolished whorehouses years ago.
I thought that was... I just haven't seen one yet, and that explains a lot.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's not fun at all for anyone.
Fuck, like just one knife throwing contest that ends with someone bleeding and a lot of money and everybody being drunk. Like just something.
They took out the fighting pits after the battalion started taking over different places.
How are you ever gonna get or determine a leader if you don't have a fighting pit? Doesn't make any sense to me.
She kind of looks
Not
at you
how
for
it works in most places.
I mean, how do
no,
you
let him
solve
continue.
how do you solve your arguments?
a conversation.
That's again, this place has no fun.
Diplomacy.
Duels?
See, I like duels. Is dueling legal?
Depends on the situation. Most time,
Fuck, man, let's go pick a fight.
that would make it illegal.
Then what the fuck's the point?
You,
Never mind. I'm just gonna go back to drinking. But if we get to another island, you're showing me a good time. Not like that.
okay. I was getting.
Like one of the many ways that I just described.
Don't worry. Next time there's a whorehouse around, I will let you know. I'll go in there with you.
That's see, she gets it.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Nice.
Amelia, what do you know about unicorns?
I quite enjoy them. let's say I've definitely had an inkling towards them my whole life. They've kind of been around me in one way or another. It just seems to be a symbol that keeps coming up. I don't know why. Yes.
Also, why does her last name sound familiar to me?
What was the last name I missed?
Reinhold.
Reinhold.
I'm inciting.
Yes.
Non-natural 20.
Natural 20?
I know why it sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
IT crowd.
Oh.
IT, yeah.
Nope. Anyways, she seems to be telling you that, at least her honest
I have
truth.
no idea.
Always been around you say.
Comes up. I quite enjoy the beast. I don't know if.
Oh, I do too. You could say that they have found their way into my life many a time as well.
I would say that purity is definitely a symbol of mine. Not saying I need to keep myself pure, but the truth that such an animal brings.
Truth is important. Truth is all that separates us from oblivion.
Where
sometimes.
is Marabi during all of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, at this moment, Marabi is off to the bar. He's actually talking to the bartender.
Okay.
He had broken off after you had left. Because you two kind of like walked over to the bar. He had stayed while you walked back over. They seem to be having somewhat of an in-depth conversation.
Okay.
Hushed enough where the din of the crowd seems to wash it out. But you notice them bantering back and forth. At this point, also, Amelia and Eldwin come downstairs and kind of join back into the crowds. And Eldwin, you see that this new attendee to the group, just sitting there in one of the seats, having a drink, kind of just chatting. Seems to kind of hold herself in a way that's just very confident and almost very comfortable with the group already.
Sorry if I missed this. What race?
She's half elf.
Half elf. Okay.
You see just that slight peak of an ear, something similar to Metolius. But it kind of sits behind this like very nicely mopped, like mid-length hair.
Cool.
So yeah, and at this point you guys kind of no more sauntering.
Moseying.
Stroll back.
Moseying. Yeah. Remember?
Make your
Eldwin
way.
is moseying.
I'm moseying.
I'll canter.
What are you, a horse?
I'm gonna dose you down my way.
So I guess
Rain's more of a slinker.
we
She slinks places.
stroll, we mosey
Sign
on
up.
Yep.
mosey on up to the table, and I will just say, "Hi, so you must be the woman of the hour."
I am, and welcome back, Red. And you are?
Yeah, my name is Eldwin Lunare.
Eldwin.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. My name is Emilia Silence Reinhold.
That's quite a name. Good to meet you. I've been told that you can offer us passage.
That is the plan, as long as you all take my offer.
I see. What and precisely what is your offer?
10 gold per body, going across the sea. And I can get you farther than any of those, let's just say, tadpoles down at the docks.
Fascinating. 10 gold per body, you say. As a point of specificity, my pet owl here, is that considered another body, or is that...
Will your owl be standing on my deck?
It can be standing on my shoulder, if that pleases you.
That was more of a joke. No, I'm not going to make you pay 10 gold for a pet.
I appreciate that, thank you. And when would we be departing?
By the next morning. Not tomorrow morning, but the one after that.
I see. Okay.
Again, I just need to make sure my ship is unloaded, all its cargo, and my crew is ready to go.
I'm just gonna try to look around and make eye contact with all of my compatriots, just to make sure nobody's got terror in their eyes or anything like that.
Good
I
call.
would say probably not. I don't think so.
Does anybody have terror in their eyes?
No.
Hey guys,
Great.
terror.
No.
Hold on, let me roll for it.
Okay. Well,
Grimtuck is gonna nod towards Emily/Amelia, and then when she's not paying attention, nod towards other Amelia, and just give a thumbs up, eh? He points to you, points to her, points to you, points to her, flashes a couple eyebrows, and is double thumbs up. Good for you.
Silence doesn't notice.
Amelia's just gonna look at him confused and just kind of shake her head.
Slowly inches forward with the fist bump.
So I would say, and she kind of throws back the drink and puts it in her glass. It's like, I should probably get back to my ship and just check on how everything's going. I want to make sure that everything's ready for the next day. But yeah, if there's any other questions before I leave.
How will we know your ship?
Oh, look for the unicorn figurehead. As I said, it's probably like my symbol. I quite enjoy it.
It's weird. I hold out my chain with my holy symbol on it. It's kind of like mine, too.
Oh, excellent. Well, then you'll know exactly what you're looking for.
Do we need to make a
Believe
reservation
I
on this
do.
ship?
What'd you say?
No, just
I
make
thought
sure
she
you have the
needs to
50
make-
gold as soon as you get there.
All right. Well, yeah. I would say maybe don't fill up those rooms quite yet.
Oh, I don't have rooms. I have passage.
Whatever.
This
How
is
long does the voyage take? Actually, that brings up a good point.
That's actually a good question.
Who will be sleeping on your vessel?
There's cots underneath.
Okay.
Um,
A galley situation.
Exactly. There's enough room for you five certainly to join in. I don't have like special rooms. This isn't a pleasure cruise.
Would you reduce the rate if I can work?
No, because I have enough crew.
Fair.
But thank you. I appreciate it. The offer stands. If you don't need it, obviously you already have passage across to Falconport.
No.
But if
Why
you
go
want,
to Falconport will make you guys go straight to...
I agree.
I ask myself that every time.
I'm just gonna hold out 10 gold and just say, "Here, put us down." If I don't end
down
up coming,
payment, I like him.
if I don't come back for it, or if we're not there by the time you leave, just don't worry about it.
He's surprisingly honest with money.
So I just pay her the 10 gold.
See, she takes
Like-
the 10.
I'll see you then.
She kind of slides over her glass. Can I get a halfie right there? Just really quick.
I fill it all the way to the top.
And she takes it in one. That's just fine.
Fair enough.
And she gives you all a pleasure working with you. Can't wait to see you by the next morning. Feel free to come by the docks. I should be there most of the time, but if you need me, have any other questions, or would like to change the stipulations of our deal, certainly a conversation about that, I'll be there.
So just point of order. We're not talking about tomorrow. We're talking about the day after.
Yeah, we
Great.
have tomorrow and more beach then.
Great.
Yeah.
Let her make her exit.
And then no more beach.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch!
How long have you had that in your back
I
pocket?
literally just thought of it.
I'd like to file a motion to remove Aaron from the game.
I second.
So, you're voted off the island.
Off of this island. We're going to another
Oh
one.
my god.
You get over to Centaur Elders.
He just has to wait on the boat.
What
till
took
the
you
next
guys so
day.
long?
We voted you off the island. Damn it.
Already found the unicorn. Come on.
Fucking unicorn
Elves
buddies.
work in mysterious
I know,
ways.
right?
Unicorn buddies.
So, as that happens, she finishes her drink, gets up, says her goodbyes, and walks out. She walks past the bartender, and you see Marabi's conversation pause. And she just gives a little nod, and you see her mouth move, and she says something to the bartender. She gives a little wink to Marabi, and then leaves. And then the bartender and Marabi seems to continue their conversation. So you are all sitting there as the din of the bar kind of continues.
So what did Marabi have to tell you up in all by your lonesome?
I think that's a conversation for another venue.
A more private venue?
Likely, yeah. I think we'll be having the special tonight.
So the special?
You'll see.
It's a chowder.
Yeah, it's
The
delicious.
chowder.
Amelia reaches out for the bottle of liquor and pulls herself another glass.
Just make sure to ask for the red, not the white.
So you're Emily now, or Amelia? What are we doing?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Like, what's the long-term plan with this?
I got nervous.
So
I
are,
didn't
are
know
we-
what to
just
do.
be out
She
with
said
it.
I
she said her name and it sounded like my name and I didn't know what to do.
I think that's a really good idea, but like, I mean, in reality though, Emily could be short for Amelia.
But here's
Like,
the thing, guys. If we're doing
That's why I picked it.
It's yeah.
if we're doing
I think
code
it's fine.
names, then we should fucking like tell each other. Cause
I told you while I was paranoid in places with lots of people.
I told that other lady I was Gerald or something at the dock.
Okay,
we should have just stuck with that.
That's why I didn't even question it.
I
Yeah.
think it's fair in the future to assume that because like we know that you're like in disguise of some sort, obviously.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's fair in the future to assume that if Amelia is in disguise, we don't call her Amelia in front of other people.
No, she could be Emily. You could be Demetia. I'll be Gerald.
Fuck you.
What are you gonna do, Eldwin? Come on, we're on the spot here. Go, go, go.
Call me Vanderfield.
Vanderfield. Vanderfield. That's a good one.
Love
Metolius,
it. You
go.
should write that in your fucking notes right now.
What's your secret name? If we need secret names.
But if I tell you, you'll have power over me.
No, I just because we need to know if we're.
What are you, a demon?
Because here's the thing: if we're going secret names,
Oh,
we
secret
all-
name, not true name. Okay.
No,
Man.
secret name.
Man, Aldrich.
Aldrich. All right, cool. Vanderfield. Emily.
Aldrich Vanderfield is my
I'll
next
be-
PC player character name.
Yep.
I'll be Gerald.
Gerald.
It works great. Okay,
I'm
cool.
noting all of these.
So that way we know if we're doing secret names, then we're all doing secret names.
Wait, what was yours again, Metolius?
Aldrich.
Aldrich. Okay.
Aldrich.
I'm not going to do that thing where I just use one of my other player character names. Call me Grimjock. No, I'm just kidding.
I will punch you right in the dick.
That's fair.
So, as you're all sitting around discussing your secret names,
Quietly.
quietly,
Yeah, otherwise, what's the point?
you get a moment.
Oh, I'm going
of-
to change mine. My secret
hear-
name is Rando.
You're gonna take random.
You hear an odd thud, and then another thud, a deep booming toom, toom, toom. And then you notice that the liquid in your glass almost Jurassic Park style like ripples. And then you feel the whole
I know what
thing
that is.
shake as you hear, I would actually say quickly roll a perception check for me just to make sure that you hear
Hearing based.
hearing based.
8.
17.
Amelia got a 6.
Rain got a 3.
15.
Wow, guys, you're great. You two?
I'm drunk. Leave me
17.
alone.
Both.
Amelia's
so
very distracted.
Your elf ears.
Yeah.
With your elf ears, you hear this deep, booming voice. Everyone, stay back. This is just a routine check. Please stand aside. And then as that kind of picks up, you see most of the bar, like, peek around. The whole bar kind of goes silent as they do. And then people start filing outside. And you hear once again another deep boom, boom. And you hear that same booming voice. Now that everyone's silent in the bar, you hear, please, citizens, stand back. Stay behind. This is a routine check.
Amelia looks to see what the bartender's doing.
Yeah, I look to see what Marabi's doing.
Both of them look at each other quickly, and you see Robbie jump down with Malak, obviously no longer putting on the airs, and both of them go outside as the bartender goes in the back.
We all look at each other.
So we go outside.
Is everybody
then?
filing outside?
People seem to be filing
Like,
outside.
if-
A couple of people are looking out the windows. Everyone else seems to be like filing outside. To see
If I
what's
would say
going on.
if the majority of the like patrons of the bar are filing outside, I would as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd follow.
Do we?
Sorry, go
Should
ahead.
we run into the back?
I would say don't do anything rash yet. I'm
Yeah,
gonna loosen my giant
supposed
slate
to be
greatsword in the
invisible.
scabbard and follow Rain.
Okay.
Rain didn't come through the gates though.
My equipment is upstairs.
I mean-
I'm just
Oh,
wearing
shit.
my shirt.
This is true, but like I'm gonna play it super cash.
There's a lot of gates.
Yeah, I'm gonna play casual as well. I
And-
mean, I'm,
Okay,
I'm
okay,
like
okay.
unarmed. I'm
Let's
just,
go.
It's just me and Teak in my pants.
This seems to be
My
outside,
shirt.
but this seems to be a distance away.
Okay.
This
well,
isn't like they're outside the window going, "Come out."
yeah.
This is a ways off, but their voice is loud and booming, and it seems to echo through this town, like through the town.
Would I be able to catch Marabi before he gets outside?
If you roll athletics check to like run to him. As you notice, like the bartender go behind, Malak and Marabi start to walk out. You turn quickly and push through the crowd.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, there we go.
16?
16, yeah. You were able to kind of like wiggle your way through the crowd, and being as fleet of foot as you are, you make it to Marabi as you catch him by the shoulder.
I just say, what's going on? What is this?
He kind of looks at you, and he tilts his head as to like kind of beckon you to come a little closer. As
I
you
lean
do-
in.
Yeah, as you do, he kind of He goes, "It looks like a routine check by the battalion. They seem to be going for someplace just across the way. Not here, but fucking hecatonchires bastard.
Should we be worried?
If it's here, is there something to be worried about?
Don't know, that's why I'm asking.
I don't think so. They should do anything to get yourself in the view of the hecatonchires.
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think you have to worry about. I am concerned with what is happening across the way. That is what I am concerned about.
Okay. Alright, let's go.
Metolius doesn't have any like armor or weapons either. I think he
has weapons. He doesn't have his armor.
That's correct, or a shield. So he's gonna make for the door, but then
Okay.
just like walk past. But before I do that, can I ask a question? Where does the windows of our room face? Does it face that direction?
The windows of the bar.
No,
the
the
room.
rooms are like our rented rooms.
Oh, your rented rooms? I would say they face the backside of the bar.
Okay.
The backside of the building. So it's the opposite way. It's away from the main street.
Okay. Then I will not go upstairs.
Okay.
I will just kind of hover by the stairwell.
Okay.
And find the nearest window and like peek out.
Sure. As you're peeking out, it's hard to see as it is, but you see the kind of bright orange of like this bright orange mane of hair kind of peeking over the tops of the buildings, and you see a large giant's hand kind of passing back and forth as they do, but they are quite a ways away from where you're seeing them. They seem to be across the street, and so at another establishment of some kind.
Well, I'll just continue to watch whatever transpires.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think like what my goal here is, I'm gonna follow like the rest of the patrons outside.
Okay.
And I'm gonna specifically be trying to blend into the crowd, like hide in plain sight, kind of a like feel, and just observe.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay, like observe what I can of what's going on, and like kind of gather information.
Metolius is looking outside of a window. Rain is blending with the crowd. Amelia, Grimtuck, Elduin, what are you three doing?
I'm gonna temporarily dismiss Teak to the pocket dimension.
Got it.
Amelia would have followed Morabi out.
Got it. And
Grimtuck would be pulling the hood up on his new cloak
Got it.
and then going outside. He's still fully armed, so
Sure.
he's stepping outside, but just pulling the hood up, seeing
Okay.
what he can see.
I rolled a 5, but that still means 17 for my stealth.
You fade into the crowd, just as it were. As you all walk out of the bar, you notice that this is going on. This occurrence is happening across the street and actually at another bar just along the way. It seems to be another large building, something like this that's almost catty corner to the Iron Shield pub. It seems to be another inn style, and you see the large figure of the giants you saw on the outside. One of them standing out front of this bar, kind of blocking the entrance, his hands going out, and you see people filtering in and trying to catch a glimpse of what's going on, but he is bending down and kind of using his hands as like blockades and just keeping them back. He too is covered in that same armor and the same purple and kind of bronze look. Behind him you see more armored individuals filing in to the building, and you don't see anyone kind of coming out just yet. But again, you hear that same, "Please stand back, citizens. There's nothing to see here. This is a routine check."
And it's just one giant?
One giant, and seemingly more soldiers behind him, but
Okay.
one main giant.
Okay.
He seems to be the one that's just crowd control. But you can all see it from where you're standing. As long as you all just filtered out of the Iron Shield pub, you can see this all kind of going down. Though I would like you to roll a perception check as you look across to see if you can see anything more detailed.
Nat 20 for Rain.
Fucking hell.
Rolling like shit. An 8 for Grimtuck.
8 for Grimtuck.
30-20 for
And
Elwood.
I would say, like, as far as like stealthing into the crowd goes, I'm definitely trying to like be on the end of the crowd that's closest to what's happening.
Sure.
And with my nat 20, I would like to gather as much observational information as I can.
Okay. Yeah, can you just slow.
Are we doing sight-based perception?
Sight-based
checks?
perception check, please.
Amelia rolled a 12.
Hell yeah.
Man down.
And I think the things I'm looking for too is like I think I'm going to be looking to see if they're checking people for weapons. Is something I want to know for sure.
Okay. So I would say, and Metolius, what'd you get?
24.
12, 8? 8. 24, natural 20, dirty 20. Got it. So Elduin, Metolius, and Rain all see that as the battalion members move in, it only takes a few minutes, and you see behind the windows, you see the forms and shapes kind of roiling around as though there's something like intense going on inside, just caught behind the firelight of the actual bar itself. And then a few minutes later, a group of 2 Hecatontries battalion walk out with 3 people in tow, all seemingly in manacles. And they all kind of file their way out past and then find their way through what looks to be somewhat of a side street next to it. They don't seem to go out to the main drag. They just seem to walk behind the bar and away with those 3 people. And then a few more filter in and continue this kind of like dance of something happening inside.
Interesting. So they brought them outside with manacles already on?
They seemingly went in, grabbed these people, chained them up, and left with them, is what
Okay.
you can tell from what you're looking at.
Is there any obvious pattern to these 3? Like, are
Yeah,
they
I definitely
all-
would be looking for any information
It
that...
seems like a general swath of people. You see one person that looks kind of like a farmer. You see one that looks like a sailor. You even see one that looks like just a merchant.
And they're not like all the same race or something. Okay.
Nope.
And it's just 3, or is there more?
Well, 3 for this first round of this. These 2 battalion members
Right.
pull out 3. More of them go in, and then a few minutes later, a couple more come out, and you hear Marabi kind of Amelia. You hear Marabi kind of spit and go, "Those son of bitches! They're taking more of them. God, by the fucking gods!"
Who
Where do
heard
they-
this?
I think Metolius would make his way outside. at this point.
Amelia heard this.
Do we know where they take them?
I would say,
Well, we're outside, right?
yeah, but he said that really. Under
Oh,
his
okay,
breath.
never
I
mind
mean,
then.
Amelia was about to ask that.
Sure.
Do you know where they go?
They go to the garrison. It's just north of the Laughing Oyster Tavern. It's in that same block. They go up to the garrison and they don't come out. It's... And he kind of looks around and it's like, I can't talk about it more outside like this. Let's just say they go up to their base. I have yet to see anyone come back out unchained after they are taken as they are.
Maybe we should have a discussion about what this all is. You seem to know something we don't.
Maybe. But know that here. I do not think they're coming our way. I think we're safe for now. I worry why they are attacking random taverns, but... Yeah.
He kind of like rolls around on his heels and with arms up, he walks back into the bar.
Yeah, Grimtuck will return once he realizes there's no threat outside to the bar.
Metolius will join those 2.
You hear
Mhm.
once again the same like utterance, just like, "Please stand behind the line. Nothing to see here. This is just a routine check." And as you do, he kind of walks in. People stay outside and kind of keep watching this, as you know the masses seem to do in this kind of thing. The bottleneck head turn. But as this continues to go on, you hear more and more people just like the dissonance almost in their voices. Like a few people spit and swear up and down at them, just haphazardly, like as nothing seems to be coming of it. No one really understands, but you hear the talk of this keeps happening. And Robbie is now sitting up at the bar. By this point, the bartenders come back out, and both of them are sitting there having a drink. Not many people have filtered back in, just a few here and there. But at this, I believe Amelia, Grimtuck, Metolius, you 3 walked back in. Rain, are
I
you
would
staying
say
outside?
once it's obvious that it's just becoming kind of more of a spectacle and that I'm not going to actually like learn anything else, I would head back inside.
By the time you've decided to leave it and come back inside, I would say you see 5 more groups of 2 to 3 individuals being pulled away in chains.
Okay, so we're talking like maybe
Most of the bar seems
like-
to be taken away.
15 to 20 people total.
Seems like it.
Okay.
Damn.
Eldon, what do you want to do?
I will kind of look at this and then head back into the bar as well.
Okay. You see the dwarf behind the bar kind of sitting there with a shaking hand, just like takes a huge glass of some amber liquor and just takes it down, slams it down, fills it back up, and takes another one. And you hear them both just kind of like chirping back at each other, just like, I can't fucking believe that they'll do this so blatantly out in the open like that. He goes, I know. I'm worried that we're next. And they just keep going from place to place. What is their reasoning this time? Concern? They never find anything. I just don't understand how they can get away with this. And as you all walk in, you see again a few more patrons kind of walk in, quietly sitting with their drinks. The raucous nature of the bar is very much deadened now with this kind of occurrence happening. And he sees at least the three or four of you that have finally like gone back into where Marabi is. He kind of pours out 4 glasses. It's here. Take this. It's on the house. As you are
I
all.
certainly do.
Metolius slams it.
Mm-hmm.
Grimtex, I think it's time that we, don't get me wrong, this booze is great, but I think it's about time that we try the special.
You see the bartender's eyes kind of like lock in yours for a second, and then he looks down at Marabi with a concerned look as he does. But Belnir, as he like gives Marabi a very stern look, Marabi looks back and kind of gives him a nod and goes, I think it's right on the menu. Here. You see him snap his fingers, and as he does, this, what looks to be a pretty well-built human individual that seemingly was just drinking off in the corner kind of comes up, and Belnir kind of beckons him over and goes, get everyone out. Just these 5. And as he does, the man kind of, okay, everyone, bar's closed. Go home. Take your things. As this seems to be maybe the bouncer that was just keeping an eye the whole time, blending in quite well to the patrons. And they all kind of like, complain, moan, just like not really having a place to go, and just like, I can't stay here, get the fuck out. And as they do, they all finish their drinks and slam, and they all kind of filter out. After a few minutes, finally the last person is gone, and you hear the solid click of the lock on the door. And Belnir kind of looks at you all and goes, you now asked me for that twice. Marabi, what the hell did you offer them? What did you tell them? And Marabi kind of goes, I really only told him. And he kind of looks over at Grimtuck. I told them the truth. I think they deserve as much. They too are not one to enjoy the machinations of the other ones themselves. And they figure having friends from the outside is always good. Certainly more friends is very helpful right now. And it goes, I wish you'd talk to me about this first, but fine. You don't want the truth.
I nod. Like, is this the place to have this conversation?
No.
I'm always seeking the truth.
He's my man. He works for me. He knows exactly what goes on here. The 5 of you, if you're not going to blab around the town what's going on, yes. I think we're safe. There's no one upstairs.
All right, let's
It's the
hear
only
it.
people we've actually sold a room to, as the dwarf's been a little bit dead recently.
Yeah, let's hear it. I think these guys deserve to be filled in.
I, as well as a few other people in town, are part of a group. There's the truth on the wind. Marabi here is a little bit closer to the upper-ups in the group. We're all a bunch of, how do you say, concerned citizens with the current monarchy. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like how they're doing it. I don't like these armored bastards walking into my town, throwing around their power, acting like they own the place. When I was growing up, this was a free city. That was its claim to fame. One of the last free cities on this coast. And all it took was 1 battalion of the Hecatontries, and now random checks. People taken from their homes. never to show up again.
Tell him about what waits for us on Centaur.
Timber waits for you on Centaur.
Like wood?
No. The leader of the truth.
I see. And this your truth. You are on all of these isles, or just those two, or?
We have locations everywhere.
I see.
Certainly everywhere that is safe enough to have one. Luckily, with Runebrand, he keeps us informed with his little birds. It helps to have things that can only tell you exactly what we tell them. Be messengers.
Runebrand? Who do you mean? Forgive us, we are all fairly new to this place.
Murabi kind of looks at me because give him the full rundown. They do not know anything here. They're friends. Certainly good patrons. Their coin is good, so I believe their honesty is good too. So, and Belnir kind of looks at you and you've heard about the messenger service, correct? You all heard about the messenger service?
I did.
Yes.
You've seen them.
We've seen them around.
The Kenku, they are potent messengers, especially when you use them for as such. They can only respond with what you tell them. So having one go to wherever your location of the message needs to be, it's very handy. So as the crow flies, is a messenger service run by Conrad Runand. He's a dwarf like me. But he, like me, enjoys a little bit more of the, how do you say, a little bit more of the danger. His little birds speak truths that no one on the surface need hear. They're potent messengers for not only his service, but us. It's a great way to get around.
I see.
I think the unicorn, Maliki, is sending us to join some type of a resistance. That's what waits for us on Centaur.
I mean, you're not wrong. We are actively trying to stop the Edoran's expansion at the moment. But we are not a giant force, and they are powerful.
You mentioned that we're supposed to find the truth, right?
Yes.
I feel like this is too much coincidence.
People being taken away and in chains.
Is concerning.
It's a dark act.
It's disgusting.
Do you have any idea what makes them choose the people they take away?
Sometimes they give it under the guise of law keeping. Sometimes they give it under the guise of searching out for criminals that are hiding in this place. Sometimes it's just the taxes not paid.
But they don't release anyone. Everyone that goes doesn't come back.
They always say they do. I have not seen one return.
Okay.
Are these associates of yours that get taken, or?
We've lost a good few.
But not
But
exclusively.
not exclusively?
No.
Okay.
No, but I think that's the problem.
Because we have another full day in Moore Beach probably, so I just want to know what we can do to avoid.
I personally think that's the problem. I think they choose and grab uncaringly, without
Right.
specificity,
Just anyone.
specifically to keep the guise of this law keeping.
Right.
If they were to grab just us, then we would be able to come out and prove what they're doing. They've kept it to be so unspecific that I've lost a few good friends that way. I've lost a few good friends in other towns that way too. This is
Well,
not the first. and won't
Hopefully
be the
they're
last.
not entirely lost.
I hope not. I hope, beyond hope, it's just... hell, labor camps will be better than what the rumors I've heard.
What are the rumors?
Dark magics. Things that shouldn't be spoken of. Things that would give you nightmares.
Mandibles, ice, the usual.
What?
We know.
Right.
We've been to quite a few places on this island ourselves.
I don't know what you speak of, but certainly.
Well, Let's just say
I
I
mean,
hope
by
the
all
best for
rights.
your friends.
By all rights, you do know of... I mean, Cassandra alone. 'Tis not one of the light magic.
No.
She
We
wields
get-
a staff of great power, and she keeps herself with... I say this, and I apologize, my dear. But her lackey was not a tiefling I would keep next to me. His demonic side was much more on the surface than just being part of your heritage.
You say was? Appears the news travels fast around here.
Murabi told me.
Holds up his ring and it's like,
You-
had great fashion sense though.
I mean, you did tell Murabi that you killed him.
I mentioned as much.
Yeah. We talk. He goes, yes, I mean, he is kind of my contact here. I need to keep him up to date and abreast of the situation. And knowing that you are effectively targets is good for his business to know what to expect. But that is not saying that he will not help you. It's saying that he is knowing more is handy in his book.
That's fair. I don't have any gripes.
Well, sounds like we should make haste to Centaur then.
I agree. I mean, if you really are looking for the truth, that is where we stay. That is where we hail from.
This is where we were told to go.
I must inquire, do you have agents in places around here? This is what I'm gathering. Do you have lots of agents, and are they in many professions?
I would say we have enough at the moment. Maybe not enough to stay cool, but enough to have eyes on most places in the town.
And are you familiar with the locals and the goings-on and who the ne'er-do-wells are?
I've lived here all my life. Yes, they've all come to drink at my bar at least once.
Have you heard of a ship's captain named Silence?
Yes, she said she was right here.
Yes, and is she legitimate? Is she an agent of yours? I'm just really trying to...
Let's just say she's a free agent, but she's on the side of good. She's part of ours.
So it's safe to get on her ship.
You'll have to pay, but you'll make it to where you're going.
What's her game? Piracy, smuggling?
Money.
I get that.
Yeah, respect.
It's a powerful motivator.
And can you answer what we will find at Ostwald?
A town.
How large? I must admit I am quite a scholar of geography.
Not very. Ostwald is very small. Centaur is very large. But Centaur is not where you find the truth. Ostwald is not where you find the truth.
Where do you find the truth?
Centaur.
It's, well, Ostwald is a town on Centaur.
Oh, God, yeah.
And Centaur
got
is very
lost.
large. Come on, keep up.
It's fair.
He's got you there.
It's fair.
My God, man, are you hourly?
Actually, by the minute. It's like one of those phone calls where you get the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
No, but in the dead eye, right in the middle, dead center, that's where you find the truth.
That is a rather morbid name.
Well, you have heard of the Widow's Veil. The Widow's Eye sits right in the dead center.
I see. And how will we know that we are there? It is right in the middle, but that doesn't help. Is it a mountain? Is it a lake? Is it a...
Is it a unicorn's glade?
He kind of looks at you. How do you know that?
We were visited by a unicorn that told us to go to Centaur. That's why we're here.
That's what led us from our initial path when we were originally under the employ of Lady Cassandra.
What you're looking for is a firelit thicket. Just the glade near a unicorn. It is a place of truth. It's where the wind comes. It's where timber resides.
I'd very much like to meet this timber.
What is timber?
A leader. Meet them yourself, you will learn.
Indeed.
Now,
Let's get out of this bar. Let's go in the back. Let's get to a real conversation.
All right. Follow.
And that's where I'm going to call it.
Sounds good.
Fair enough. Hello, adventurers. Dix here. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Swordcast Adventures. Be sure to check out our website, www.swordcastadventures.com, for maps and extra content from our episodes. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at the Swordcast, and you can also follow me on Twitter by following @LoudScout. If you are into even more bonus content, you can go to patreon.com/theswordcast, where you can donate just a little bit of money each month to start getting more exclusive content that you can only get there. And speaking of more content, don't forget to tune in to the Swordcast Adventures plays Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where every other Wednesday I get to sit on the other side of the screen and take our cast on a journey through the splendors of Waterdeep. You can watch our next episode of that live at 7 p.m. Pacific on February 27th at twitch.tv/swordcastadventures. You can also watch me play as Raska, the super sleuth rogue gumshoe, every Tuesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Wojek Academy at twitch.tv/pungeonsanddragons. Thank you again for tuning in. The next episode of the Swordcast Adventures will be releasing Monday, March 4th, and that's all for now, but you will hear from us soon.